Welcome, Namaste. Namaste means the divine within me honors the divine within you. Welcome. It's Kala, Viv Williams. Thanks for stopping by. Feeling, victimized in a personal relationship or family. Who knows? There's so many areas. So I'm here today to really begin to refocus you on the positive. So for this video, I'm going to give 3 tips. This is part 1 because I want to keep it short and sweet. So how to stop feeling like a victim. The first thing that I really recommend is stop repeating the victim story, meaning the story of what happened and how it happened, and then he said this and then she said that to me and so on. Now for a certain time you're gonna want to and feel like you need to repeat what happened to you to others as part of your healing. But I'm here to say, if you're watching this today, you might be at a point now where you can say, you know what, that did happen. I'm talking to those who have moved out of the situation to the situation that is causing them so much pain, that it's in the past. Those are the folks that I'm talking to. You've gotten yourself out of it. It has ended. You've moved on from the relationship or the job. But really, I'm all about how we can take our power back. To quote India Arie in one of her songs, so taking back your power. This is about how can you do that. And so it has to be about you and what you can change internally and then how you deal externally. So it's all about your self-empowerment, okay? That's what this is really, really about. So notice when you do start to launch into what I'm calling your victim story with people. If you are ready to heal and trying to move forward, then start to notice if that's something you launch into, and is there a way to maybe make the victim story shorter? Tell what happened to you, but keep it shorter. Notice if you're also looking for affirmation of your victimization and so on. Again, that's a certain stage of healing, but when you are able and ready to move forward, notice if that's your go-to thing in conversation. So let's get to what are some ways to help to heal. Okay. I'm not going to tell you to go out and do something that's really ridiculously expensive or sort of out of the average person's ability or means. So I recommend using creativity. Okay? And what I mean by that is try journaling. Try getting a journal, a blank book, and just start writing your feelings and writing what happened, how you're feeling now, how you're processing it. Or making art, especially collage. Collage means when you cut images out, could be fabric, when you cut anything that's flat, any 2D material, and actually it can have dimension, cutting and pasting. You could find images in magazines and so on. So collage, where you glue it down onto a surface, putting pictures together, or just drawing, or journaling. So if you like writing poetry, or if you've thought about it. Again, this is going to be for your healing, so don't think of it as something, oh, I wouldn't want anybody to see this. Think of it as, whether it's a drawing or a collage or written, that it's like a diary, so it's private, it's personal. Using creativity can be a great way to move emotions through and to feel empowered because you are expressing what you're feeling. You're not suppressing it. And I also use creativity. Buy a journal. It's pretty inexpensive. You could go to Michael's or Staples and even just get a notebook. If you're going to be writing, or if you want to do art, get a little sketch pad. Get a little heavier paper if you're going to do collage. Get some glue. It's pretty easy to start. Okay? So that's one way, is use creativity. You creating. Okay? And I feel like that's, in a way, becoming a little bit of a lost art in our society. We're right now becoming consumers of creative. You go to the movies, you go hear music, you put music on and listen to it that other people created. What about creating yourself? That is everybody has and needs some sort of self-expression. So that's what I really recommend as one step. The second step, and for healing could be to focus, and very important actually, focus on self-nurture. Self-nurture. Okay, so self-nurture, giving importance to taking care of yourself. Okay? Very, very often, in fact, probably everyone who ends up feeling victimized, what you lose is your sense of self, your sense of empowerment. And I'm going to talk a little bit about chakras here. Hopefully you've heard of them. So your sense of personal power comes from your third chakra. Hi guys, I realized I want to explain what, when I said the third chakra, that is around the navel, around your belly button, and some traditions put it just a little higher at your solar plexus, so sort of below the ribs but above the belly button, right around that area. And I talk about it here as being your sort of the center for personal power and ego in the body. And so, maybe another video if you're interested, write a comment and I can make a video about the chakras. And I was talking to someone, I feel like, oh, everybody knows about chakras and stuff. But, people, you may never have heard of it. But it relates on the physical level to our digestive system. And so a lot of times digestive problems, which we know a lot of women especially are having, right? Is it IBS? And I know there's something called Crohn's disease, but just, upset stomach, you don't feel like you're digesting things well. It can be related to issues around your own self-esteem and your own ability to sort of power yourself out into the world. And it has to do with the energy of fire. And that often gets depleted when we feel that we're under attack and we're being beaten down, especially if it happens over a long time. Okay, I've really seen that. That can really happen. So what happens is you stop taking care of yourself. The basic things that would make you stronger, you end up feeling almost unable to do. I'm talking about when you're starting to really become depressed. Okay, so focus on self-nurture is my second tip. Things like, again, they're very simple, but maybe make a little list, put it on your fridge, and keep track of each day if you're doing it. Getting enough sleep. Okay, that in and of itself, you could watch my video, simple thing, but how many people will do it? I have a video, and I'll put the link here, to how to give yourself a foot massage. Wonderful for helping with insomnia. So that's something you can do for yourself. You just need a little natural lotion or oil, and I take you through how to do that. Do that right before trying to get to sleep. It's fantastic. Okay. Cutting down on things that are stimulants. Are you drinking more coffee? And if you're sensitive, and I feel like especially for women, caffeine, I know there are some benefits to it. A study will come out, oh, this is what's good about coffee. Then another study will come out that if you're a sensitive person and you're already under stress, I would suggest cutting down coffee, maybe switching to black tea, or even better, switching to green tea, which has a lot of antioxidants. It's really good for you, and it's less caffeine. So you get a little lift, but it's not going to make you jittery. Now, also sugar. Especially white sugar. Now, they'll say, well, all sugars act the same in the body, but if you get your sugar from an orange or an apple, there's going to be other nutrients in it that make it worthwhile and good for you and nourishing for you. So cut out processed sugar in processed foods, in pastries, in cookies. This is a very tough area, I know, because often, especially as women, we might turn to food for comfort. Okay, so I do understand that. And, each one of these tips that I'm giving you, there really is more to it, because that could be a whole training in and of itself, obviously, how to not, come home and binge on a bag of cookies. And again, believe me, I really understand that. I understand the cravings for sweets and so on, and it is a big issue, because the reason you're craving it is very likely because of the stress that you're under. So I do understand that is can be a very difficult thing to do. But what we're trying to do is, and as I said, I'm talking to those who are on their way out of the bad situation. So you're wanting to get back and get your mojo back, get back on your game, and feel really engaged with your life again, getting yourself back on an even keel. So even temporarily, really cut down on sugar and processed food, get enough sleep. If you can afford it, get massage or body work. Now this is where I have a great tip. I'm telling you, if you've ever had a massage by a professional, amazingly healing on so many levels. There are studies out about, your blood pressure goes down, all of these, your stress hormones go down, all of these things they've proven. But this is my tip, really great tip. If you're like, I can't afford a massage, Kala, that's crazy that, I don't have enough money. That's one of my stresses. Believe me, I understand. What you can do is get online, Google, or if you still use the phone book, and look up your local massage school, okay? Because as a trained massage therapist myself, every massage school, they have a clinic where the students need to practice. They need bodies, they need people to practice on, and it will be cheap. Let's see, in my blog post, I wrote, can be as low as $25. It may be lower. It depends where you live. Okay, but it's going to be like half the price of a professional massage. And let me tell you this, the students only get to practice on people when they're at the end of their studies. So they're already going to be good. Okay, so get a massage. And maybe this goes to even getting a pedicure or manicure, but a massage is going to have a deeper effect. So if you can, look up a massage school, call them and say, when are you having your student clinics? How can I come in for that? Okay, so that's something you absolutely can do. If you live in an area outside of the big cities, but maybe in a smaller city, it might be really cheap. Rural area might be a little harder to find. But that's one tip I can give you. Let's see, something then even less expensive is soaking in the bath. So many women, some very famous women, they mention that's their time and that's how they relax. All you need is a bathtub and some water, right, as your basics. Now, I recommend using natural products that are good for your body, and if you can, go and get essential oils. I don't have them here for this video, but I highly recommend lavender. Get the essential oil of lavender, or neroli, or rose. Now, those can be expensive, the rose or neroli. Lavender is pretty inexpensive. There are some different combinations that are just lovely. Like you could put lavender, and it may sound strange, but orange. Essential oil is very inexpensive. You put more lavender and a couple drops of orange. It's going to smell like fruity, but with this sort of that flowery smell. It's going to be very nice. And if you use the real essential oils, they have a proven effect on your nervous system of calming. Okay? Let's see, what else did I write online? I'm reading it right online on my blog post, which you can check out, on how to stop feeling like a victim, how to take care of yourself. So we're on number 2, self-nurture. Even cheaper, buy some sea salt, okay? Go to the health food store, or a regular supermarket might have sea salt. Dump a handful of that into a hot bath, or Epsom salt, okay? Or baking soda. Okay, so 3 things. You can get baking soda cheap. That is wonderful. Really great in a hot bath. Baking soda, or Epsom salt, or sea salt. Dump in like a cup of one of those. Or if you're like me, you have a little baking soda, you have a little sea salt, mix those 2 together, dump it in the hot water, put some essential oils, relax in there. Amazing. Do that a couple times a week. Do that 2 or 3 times a week. Okay? Take a soaking bath. Really, really relaxing. The things that I've mentioned to you to put in the bath really have an effect on the body, and they're going to affect the mind and the emotions. Okay, while soaking, I wrote, repeat some affirmations. If you come to my site, to theyogaofmanifestation.com, and I'll put that link, I've written what's called the Joy of Life Manifesto. It's really beautiful, just inspiring. I felt inspired by Spirit to write it. Read affirmations. Affirmations are sayings. There, you want them to be ultimately thoughts like, I am beautiful, I am worthy of love, I love myself as I am. Positive, affirming, things that make you feel good when you hear them. That's an affirmation. So write out or get any Louise Hay book. That's Louise Hay, fantastic books on, let's see, I think one is called Heal. You Can Heal Your Body, another is like Heal Your Life, but just look up Louise Hay or go to my website. I'll make sure I put some links to that. You can get it at your library. So you could soak in the tub and just close your eyes and repeat some affirmations to yourself. Okay. Third and final thing, because we don't want it to get too long. Oh, God. This might actually need another video. You guys, I hadn't read through beforehand, and what I have as number 3 is a forgiveness meditation. And I have to tell you that to talk you through that here would take maybe a little under 10 minutes to explain it and to talk you through. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to make that part 2 of this. The next video to follow up with this, I will go through and lead you through a forgiveness meditation. Really, really, really powerful. I will name 2 names that are very famous people who have said this practice is so amazing and has been for them, and it has been for me when I do practice it. So I'm going to leave that for the next video. Okay, so do stay tuned, do come back for more tips on how to start to feel like you've taken back your power, you're not a victim, and you don't have to remain one or feel like one. So I want you to start, when we start feeling better and confident, you know, the whole way you live your life is going to be different. So I really want you to be able to feel that and to heal from whatever bad thing has happened, and these things do work. They're free or low cost, and so it's a pleasure to lead you through them. I feel like in different communities, sometimes in our community, there hasn't been a lot of emphasis on these things because it's almost like, oh, well, I don't have time to go and meditate or learn how to do it. You need money, but these things are really should be available for all, and you can access these tools. There's a lot of tools out there to help yourself and to heal yourself. They're out there, and it's my pleasure to bring them to you. So I'm going to end here. Do post your comments below. If you see this on YouTube, you might be seeing this on my site itself. But feel free to come to my site, theyogaofmanifestation.com, or subscribe to the YouTube channel where you'll see the videos that I put out. So thank you very much, and just taking a breath in together. Namaste. Many blessings to you until I see you again, and keep it natural. Bye-bye now.